Well, look at that. He's rocking a John Starks jersey. Man, did this dude just did this? And if you get that reference, you are a champion. And if you don't get the reference, just look up John Starks did this dude just did this. What's up, everybody? It's Luke James, not the singer. If you're an indie artist looking for an album review and some promo, you can hit up Luke at redmattersite.com. And what I have for you boys and girls today is my review for Skyzoo's album, Music for My Friends. A lot of you have been asking me to review this album almost daily, so I'm not going to waste any more time and I'm going to jump right into the review. Just for you, because that's how much I care. The track All Day, Always sets this album up as Skyzoo, who hails from Brooklyn, spits about how he and his friends used to kick it in front of the corner store, but as they grew older, they started to hang out at the liquor store. This theme of growing up and becoming influenced by one's environment continues on the next track, Suicide Doors, where Skyzoo spits about being impressed with the fancy cars on his block back when he was a young teenager. But there are a lot of layers and double and triple entendres to this song, so check out Rap Genius if you fully want to understand the lyrics here. The Moments That Matter carries on with the car theme that was presented in Suicide Doors, because Skyzoo spits that he came up in a place where you fall in love with the money and figure that the only way to get the money and get that Mercedes is to push drugs. This idea of selling drugs is talked about even further on the song See a Key with Jadakiss, and asking Bodie for a package, which is an obvious reference to Bodie from The Wire, who was pushing that weight on the corner. Rest in peace, Bodie. And I know that might be a spoiler, but if you haven't watched The Wire by now, get caught up. On these two tracks, I think Skyzoo did a great job of breaking down some of the thoughts and situations that can arise from dealing drugs. And overall, Skyzoo presents some great lyricism, and he does a good job of telling a story that I think a lot of people will be able to relate to. My personal favorite track on here, though, is Money Makes Us Happy, which is obviously a song about the happiness that money can bring. This one has a smooth and loungy, jazzy beat, a great hook from Bilal, and it also has a feature from Black Thought, so what more could you really ask for here? Not too much, unless you're really damn greedy, which some people are, so I would understand, hey, sometimes just want a little bit more. It's not all drugs, money, and cars on this album, though, because of course a young man growing up anywhere is also going to be inspired by women. The song Playin' Favorites is a smooth R&B track that sets the scene for romance and features a hook from Christian Grey. And then on the song Meadow of Trust, we get some great female vocals from Saba, and then an interlude where Skyzoo wakes up in the morning with a woman in his bed who wants to cook him something to eat. These two tracks are followed up by the song Women Who Can Cook, and obviously that track is about appreciation for women who can cook. I just thought that the way these three tracks flow together worked perfectly because he meets the girl, he hits it, and then he gets something to eat. It's the American dream, my friend. And also the Canadian dream, probably the Australian dream, the Ireland dream, the wherever you're at dream. I mean, come on, let's be serious here. Really though, this is a great album with some deep lyricism to really dig into, and it has production that ranges from smooth and jazzy to heavy, boom bap, and grimy. There are no trap anthems and bangers on here, but I thought it was interesting how Skyzoo took the typical topics of drugs, money, women, etc., and spit about them in a thoughtful and introspective way, rather than just rubbing it in our faces that he has money, has girls, etc., etc. He just did a great job of explaining how young men in Brooklyn and everywhere in the world can have their views, opinions, and their whole life shaped by these forces. This album is very cohesive with lyrics that are on point, and I like how he got his friends to do some shout-outs throughout this album. That just added a really real and sincere feeling to it all. But if I had to complain about one thing, it would be that this album doesn't stick out a whole lot to me. Don't get me wrong, it's great, but it's more or less just some classic style hip-hop with some storytelling thrown in. Which I know that's probably enough for some people, especially if you're a hip-hop junkie, but as much as I like this album and think it's good, I don't think that it's one that I'll put in my regular rotation. All that said, I give this one a 3.5 out of 5, but that's just my opinion and what I thought about it, so hit me up in the comments section and let me know what you think, because I'm sure a lot of people think this is better than I think it is. As usual, do all that good YouTube and social media stuff where you like my videos, you share them, you follow me on Twitter, you retweet the videos, and you especially subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching, everybody. That free Wheezy album review is on the way.